it just speaks to what Monty Desai preaches of his players. He wants them to be able to do different things, and I think he's all the better for it because now you see him bat at number 6 and he's flourishing, and they're hoping can do it at number 4.
Worked into the larger side, will only be a single. Yeah, I think there's two sides to it, isn't there? There's the empowering your players to believe that they can play in any position, and there's also some players, it'll depend on each of those within the batting lineup, will prefer to have a defined role. For me, I think Bertel back up to number 3 makes a lot of sense. I just wonder, is Rohit Paudel, who for me would probably be the best batter in Nepal colours, is he now going to be underutilised? He's still not at the crease. Dipender Singh Airi, outstanding the other day, also yet to be used. Nepal have resources to come. They need to start to get on with it. They're only going at a run a ball here.
Yeah, again, like you said, with Rohit Paudel probably not seeing as much strike as he probably should have, Dipender Singh Airi being held back, you just figure that you leave Kushamala out because you're trying to give one of those bats an opportunity to bat a little bit higher, whether that is Paudel, whether that's Airi, or whether that's Ja, which we've seen. And now you send in Ja and you expect him to play his natural game of going big. They don't really have to rebuild, only lost the 2 wickets, were in the back half of the innings. So now it's time for him to find some runs and find them in a hurry.
Pumped down the ground, and that's why Gulshan Jah has been sent in. He's going to attack and go after it. Monty Desai doesn't feel as though the run rate is where it needs to be for Nepal to post a defendable score, so he's turned to his teenager, and that's the answer from him.
Yeah, it was never a question of if, it was only a question of when does Gulshan Jah go. He spotted the length here. It's too full yet again from Jesse Singh. It's in the slot, and you just have to help it over that mid-off fielder. Milind Kumar can only watch it sail over his head for 4.
He's turning into a real sort of cult hero, isn't he? Gulshan Jah, his heroics there in Canada. Still so tender in years. Inside edge, they're going to dash a single, and that's outstanding running. Good thinking too from Kushal Bertel. He knew that he'd be able to outsprint Jesse Singh, and it'll be a single to close out his second over. 11 have been bowled. It's 68 for 2.
Yeah, again, we've seen it already from Nepal. This kind of aggressive running, we saw it the other night. Seeing it yet again today to close out over number 11. And the Americans are going to have a rethink.
भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई-सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ. Starting from just ₹760 a year, get coverage up to 5.3 lakhs. Download the e-sewa app and secure your future today.
For the first time in this series, we're going to see a 6th bowler for USA, and this decision from Monty Desai to get a left-hander into the crease has probably prompted this. So it will be the off breaks of Kumar. It does have a little bit of mystery, a variety to them, but Gulshan Jah will have a shorter leg side boundary to target, and I suspect this could be action aplenty either way, whether it's going to be wickets or runs.
It'll be a good test here. Milind Kumar has really adapted the way he's bowled. When he first came into the American scene, was much slower through the air, offered a lot more flight. And since being in the US scene, bowling a lot more in T20 games, he's gone flatter and quicker.
He bowled in all 3 of the T20s that he played down in Windhoek, and the figures against Namibia in the final game were the second best in USA history. Just the second T20I 5-wicket haul, 5 for 16 that he took. There's the 6 bowlers that have been used. This just gives Mayank Patel a little bit of flexibility, means that he can... Oh, beautiful stroke inside out, and you're not going to believe this, it's gone all the way for 6. What a shot! The shot of the second T20I, and it goes to Gulshan Jah.
That's the bigger end of the ground too, Lenny. That's a shot of real class. That's power as well. He hasn't quite gone to it. He's had to reach out. We just show the power in the young man who just helps it stand and deliver cricket.
Well, you just missed a ball there, but I think that 6 was worth re-watching. He's worked it into the offside for a single this time. An exceptional stroke. It looked like it belonged more on a golf course than it did a cricket field. The driver came out from Ja. It was flat, and it went all the way for 6. And this risk of bringing on the 6th bowler, well, it's going Nepal's way for the moment.
Manan Patel looking to be aggressive. He's an aggressive captain. He's searching for him.
And this is going to be 6 more. Straight down the ground. It just carries. Doesn't go over the rope by much, but it does it by enough. And Manan Patel has a forlorn look on his face. It was a risk going to Kumar. There isn't much turn on offer, and it's the second maximum of the over.
It's too full yet again. It's just sat there, asked to be hit. Again, stand and deliver cricket on a surface where it's not turning. Easy pickings.
Back live with you again. Single down the ground now, so it's a 16-run over. It's the largest of the innings. It's 84 for 2.
One, two, 5, go!
On the Honda Dio.
Bye bye.
On the Honda Dio.
Introducing new Honda Dio 125.
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
मेरो मोबाइलमा चल्छ यी सेवा.
This is the feel of a change to the context and the course of this first innings, and maybe indeed the entire second T20I in this Stake Stars and Summits trophy. Harmeet Singh continues to be held back. They're going to take Jesse Singh out of the attack. In comes Nosh Kenjigate. I suspect Nepal are going to continue to attack here. Looked like it might have been some kind of little variety from Kenjigate. Not sure whether it was even possibly a leg break. Get a second look at that if we can.
Have to adapt to the onslaught of runs we're seeing from Nepal. Could have just been the leggy. Again, he's bowled a lot here. He knows what works on this venue, Kenjige, and he's always adding things to the repertoire.
Would have been a strange decision bringing the ball back into the right-hander with the shorter boundary of the leg side. That's darted in. Now, has he got enough of this? Well, he has. Not all the way for 6, but Aaron Jones is in 15 yards off the rope, and he's got it over his head, and it's landed inside the playing surface. Ja will get 4, should it have been the 3rd wicket.
Yeah, you see Andres Kaus with his hands over his head. It's set up. The fielder's in place for that, but Aaron Jones is in because that's the bigger boundary. He's trying to save the 2 runs, but what he ends up giving up is that space behind. It's just gone in that little gap. 1 bounce over the rope, and the USA would have to be kicking themselves at the moment.
Big moment in the match. Ja tries to repeat the dose. He may well have given it away here. He has. It's the captain who holds on to a well-judged catch. And Kenjige strikes back. A delivery after maybe he feels as though he should have had the back of Ja. He just gets it to angle on. Ja tries to repeat an expansive stroke, and all he can do is skew it up into the air, and his short stay at the crease is over.
Well, he was given the license to do that. He was brought in to score runs, this time from Kenjige. Just kept it on with the angle, didn't spin back, and that's what's undone Gulshan Ja. But again, Nepal needed this. They needed a surge, and they got it from his 19 off 11. It's 89 for 3.
2, 5, go!
On the Honda Dio.
Bye bye.
On the Honda Dio.
Introducing new Honda Dio 125.
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
मेरो मोबाइलमा चल्छ यी सेवा.
And he was the standout batter here the other day. Very selflessly ran himself out looking for 2 off the final ball of the first innings on Thursday night. It's just 1 run shy of what would have been another T20I 50. And he'll be delighted to see Kushal Bertel approaching that landmark. Dipender Singh Airi still held back, but that was, I know, a short innings from Gulshan Ja, but it was a very impactful one.
Yeah, just changed the way you look at this approach to have an opportunity to get to 175 now. Tell you what, it got the crowd going as well. Maybe some of the cars outside as well, revving up the engines, because Goshenja has put on a little bit of a firework display, and expecting to see more of that from Bertel and Paulo.
Definitely a momentum shift. The last 5 overs, even though there has been 2 wickets fall in that period, they've gone for 45 runs, much more like it. And there are the Nepal fans, always proudly wearing their national colours. Cut away, a little bit of width on offer, and they may think of a second here. Bertel is incredibly quick, and he'll get in and out. I'm not sure if you guys already mentioned it, but Aaron Jones doing the fielding. Big day for him today.
Yeah, it is.
30th birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron Jones. Fresh off the CPL, fresh off of the World Cup heroics as well, and got plenty of birthday messages. I was trying to click through his Instagram story. It was just a million of them going.
You never get through it.
Never get
just
through
keep
it.
pressing
You
right.
keep clicking. You just keep clicking, and at some point, you close out the app.
Well, he's a generous soul, isn't he, Aaron?
Yeah,
he
he
just
is.
wants to share all those birthday greetings. And also a day after, you heard it in the pre-match, if you were up early, Stuart Law's birthday too. As again, short and wide, cut away, pressure on the birthday boy. But this time he'll prevent the second. Good work from the hero of that CPL final. 13 bowled. It is 93 for 3.
चल्छ है चलिहाल्छ नि बस्नुहोस् अब पैसा भन्ने कुरा जुन बेला पनि चाहिन सक्छ ठाउँको ठाउँ पैसा पठाउन मिल्ने फोन पे त मेरो लागि एकदमै सजिलो उपाय हो
पैसा पठाउने र पाउने छिटो सजिलो र सुरक्षित माध्यम फोन पे डाइरेक्ट नगद छोडौँ फोन पे गरौँ
The fact that he was the vice captain is placed in the side, but then night one he just kind of silenced all the doubters there, and again he's just kind of rode that momentum all the way through. Speaking of riding momentum, Sarmnath Volker has had a rise worldwide as well.
Well, really, kind of the 2 standout stories from an American perspective, weren't they, of that World Cup? I know there was other great performances like Andreas House, and at points Ali Khan was a hero too, but they were the 2 that kind of turned themselves almost into household names across America. We saw them on CNN, we saw them in the New York Times, and the way in which Jones played, and then I guess the thing that captured people's imaginations was the story of Sarah Netravalkar coming to a new country. He was obviously the captain of America, but working his day job as a software engineer, becoming a new parent, and then somehow getting out some of the best batters in the world. Who did he get out during the World Cup? I think he got
Rohit Sharma,
Virat Kohli. Yeah. Did he get Babar Azam out as well? But certainly, I think it might be Jesse Singh that got Babar Azam out, but he picked up some serious scalps.
Yeah, he did, and again carried that into Major League Cricket as well, getting the best of the best, took the most wickets, won the best bowler, and again, people are just amazed at the software engineer is able to swing the ball the way he does.
Nicely driven. Patel's in close there at extra cover. Is there something, I suppose, scientific in his mind that assists him with the skills? Is he using that kind of applications from his degree and his day job into the way in which he bowls his left arm seam?
We have to imagine sometimes when you're coding, you get those error messages that pop up. It's the same thing when you're bowling. You put it in the wrong spot, you have to adjust, shift things over, and again, maybe the same function that allows him to be a great software engineer with 3 patents of his own, well now, allows him to be one of the world's best bowlers.
Something I really enjoyed as well was the fact that, you know, his employers got behind it as well, which you might not see sometimes at, let's say, the Cricket World Cup League 2 level or the associate level. It might be more of asking for more time off again, but with the World Cup on home soil, they really kind of rode that wave, and they seem to get a lot of positive PR from it as well.
Yeah, they did. Oracle, again, I think almost said, wow, this is a cool thing we can just kind of brand ourselves with and attach ourselves to. It's a growing sport in this country, and so they got to be at the forefront of it, almost by accident. Just got to ride the coattails of Sarmnath Volker.
Well, Peter Delapenna has been badgering away for me in the background there, and certainly you look at some of the players. You got out Risa Hendricks, Aidan Markram as well, and then the big wickets, they came against India in that game, as you said rightly, both Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Stuff of dreams for him. I think probably the biggest thing of that World Cup was, though, that it was the 9 teams, the 9 associates, flying the developing or emerging cricket flag. Powdell uses his feet beautifully. It's a shot that he loves, and that finds the gap perfectly between mid-off and extra cover. The 100 comes up.
Yeah, wasn't much wrong with the delivery. He tried to push it away from Powdell, but we saw it from Bertel early. The use of the feet tends to just get Nether Volker off his line. Powdell yet again using the feet, creating the width to put that one away. Like you mentioned, he plays that shot well. He's taken notes off Bertel's innings, and Nepal know they need to start upping the ante. The 100 comes up, but you're in the 14th over. You got the last 5 now to look at, and you've got to imagine you're trying to get back to 160.
Virat Kohli dismissal was first ball as well.
It was first ball. Just kind of cut off the wicket, took the outside edge.
Skillful bowler. His final delivery. And he's going to end with excellent figures yet again. The former Captain America, now happy to be just opening the bowling for them. He'll finish with 1 for 20. Great effort from the left armour. With 6 overs remaining, it's 101 for 3.
फोन पे डाइरेक्ट नगद छोडाऊ फोन पे गरौ
प्राकृतिक राग भएको विश्वासिलो गुणस्तरीय अनि राम्रो नो कम्प्रोमाइज विथ धारा साउजी
विजयजी बडो स्मार्ट हुनुहुँदो रहेछ क्वालिटी हेर्नु हुँदो रहेछ मूल्य होइन
मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
हाम्रो चाडबाड औटाको खुसियाली बारबार.
With Dipendra Singh Airi up their sleeves, he'll definitely be in next. He's padded up at the moment down in the team dugout. And the extra bit of pace on the ball coming from Ali Khan, maybe they might be able to think up to that 165, 170 marker. Current run rate 7.21 per over. And Rohit Powdell would like to capitalise upon the platform that his team have. He'll have to face up to Ali Khan, who bowled with not just real aggression but also real pace in the first T20I. Maybe not quite as quick tonight. Not sure if that means the surface is slowing down a touch. And we've got a really good crowd, probably about 2,000, maybe 2,500 in and around the Grand Prairie Stadium, and they're building up a fantastic atmosphere. And they will be singing to the heavens, the Nepal fans, if Ali Khan is dispatched to the boundary. Much. Aaron Jones, the birthday boy, we're seeing a lot of him, aren't we, Peter? As Peter Della Penna rejoins me.
Number 85 on the score sheet. Number 1 in the hearts of a lot of fans today on his birthday. Man who was born in New York, but grew up in Barbados. He's got a healthy Bayesian accent, but he's moved back here for his international career.
Well, a bit of innovation, probably not exactly as Kushal Bertel intended it. This may well have gone all the way. And Samir Bandekar gets the arms above the head, and it brings up Bertel's 50. His first ever at number 3. It's come off 33 deliveries, 4 4s and 3 6s, and delight on the bench for Nepal.
Well, it's his first at number 3, but his 9th T20I 50 overall in his career. And what a way to bring it up. He's played mostly orthodox shots, but this one counts too.
What do you call that shot, Peter?
I call that the reverse cue shot. That's out of the billiards table. He just took the billiards cue. He said, "I'm going to go for the reverse corner pocket." Lenny, that's what he was going for.
The blind
there.
Corner pocket,
yes.
The over-the-shoulder corner pocket.
That's the Ronnie O'Sullivan reverse blind corner.
Well, an extraordinary stroke. We're going to see Ali Khan come round the wicket now. Also a change in field. His square leg comes up into the circle. And that's going to be a wide. And listen to these cheers. I think these Nepal fans, who are outnumbering the USA home fans, probably 98-2 or possibly even 99-1, they're going to get on top of Ali Khan here now.
A very interesting atmosphere because they're supporting Nepal. They're supporting the Sun and Red Moon, but they got those Stake Stars and Summit Series USA Cricket free t-shirts coming in. This is their home now. They can't lose tonight, Lenny. Whoever wins, the fans walk away winners tonight.
I think they want Nepal to win, Peter. You can see the tactic here, can't you? Ali Khan, it's going to be very telegraphed, very choreographed. Something we probably saw Stuart Broad do first in this format a long time ago, back in the 2009 T20 World Cup. Round the wicket, try and hit the wide guideline outside the off stump, completely take the leg side out of play.
It's become industry standard now for bowlers at the death. You see this very common. And yes, Stuart Broad, he was the person who was the revolutionary in that regard way back when.
Sliced away. Now Netravalkar's down there and he fumbles it, but he just about keeps it inside the outfield. There was a bit of a collision. It was accidental. Nice to see Ali Khan apologise for that. I think both Bertel and Khan were just watching the ball and they ended up crashing into each other. Given that that could be a high traffic area, is Saurav Netravalkar the fielder that you want down at deep third?
Well, you got to put him somewhere. I might switch Sai Mukamala, who's currently at fine leg.
He didn't have a great day in the field the other day.
Oh, yeah, it's pick your poison.
What about Milan Kumar? Surely Milan Kumar's got to come out of... I don't know how the ball can get to backward square leg in the circle. Really strange fielding position, that one. Now, full toss, sliced away, out towards Netravalkar and wide of him. That'll be a boundary. I think this is too choreographed for me. The batters are going to know exactly where the ball is, and even though there's protection on the offside, you can't plug every gap. 4 more.
Well, he's going for Yorker. It slips out of the hand. It didn't get the grip on it, and it turns into a juicy full toss. And that's the shrewdness, the experience of Rohit Patel, because a more excitable player in that situation might have tried to whack it over the leg side, seeing a full toss, but he just said, no, I'm going to use the pace and just guide it where the gap is on the offside.
Tries to do the same again. And that's a great shout, Peter. An excellent running from Powell. Look at how quick he is. Outstanding strength, conditioning and fitness from these Nepal players right now. They're running USA a little ragged on home soil. It's 116 for 3.
भाग्यले जहिले साथ देला या नदेला तर ई सेवा लाइफ केयरले दिनेछ starting from just rupees 760 a year. Get coverage up to 5.3 lakhs. Download the eSewa app and secure your future today.
Him, because we've just seen in that last over what he can do against pace with pace on the ball. He's also arguably Nepal's best player of spin, especially with that slog sweep. So if you're USA, who do you actually want to bowl to him?
Well, these are 2 incredibly important overs, not just for the context of today's match, but the stakes Stars and Summit Trophy 2024. And will it go back to the Himalayan nation or will it stay here in the United States? Harmeet Singh, for me, has been the pick of the American bowlers in 2024 by quite a distance, alongside Saurav Netravalkar. Netravalkar's figures of 1 for 20 from his 4 overs are done. Harmeet Singh, these 11 remaining deliveries, well, if he can keep Nepal to run a ball from them, that will really change the momentum again. You can almost see that Rohit Patel's aware of that, isn't he? They're probably not going to look for 4s and 6s too much off Singh here.
This is good from Monang Patel bringing Harmeet on from this end against Rohit, because if he's going to play that slog sweep, he's going to do it not only against the turn, but he's going to have to clear an 82-yard boundary on the east side of the ground.
Oh, that's an outstanding stroke. We spoke about him trying to get it full, Harmeet Singh. It turns into a half volley. Sheer elation from the fans up there on the deck. It's as straight as you can imagine, and it's all the way for 6.
Well, we saw the reverse cue shot into the corner pocket against Ali Khan in the last over. That was the unorthodox bit. This is far more orthodox from Kushal Bertel. This is what he's been doing all innings. Just clean hitting. Doesn't try to smash it too hard. It's in the slot. He just strikes it clean through the line of the ball. Times it well enough to clear the sight screen.
Yeah, they'll have to check the ball just to see if it's okay, because it pounded off the concrete, and the umpire none too pleased with it. The umpires were a little under the microscope, weren't they, Peter, 2 days ago? They'll probably have been pleased to avoid any marginal decisions thus far. Everything's been okay in T20 number 2.
Well, part of the reason why there was a bit of controversy was bowlers kept on targeting the pads. USA hasn't really been targeting the pads tonight. The Nepal batters have been freeing the arms, getting outside leg stump, going down the ground, and that's kept the umpires out of the equation for the most part. As Vijay Maloa, the third umpire tonight, he was one of the standing umpires 2 nights ago, but he swapped places with Samir Bandekar, Aditya Gajra out of Atlanta. He's remained on field for both matches. Vijay Maloa, who is on the East Coast. He's either North Carolina or Virginia. I'm not sure where he's at these days. He's somewhere in the Mid-Atlantic. And Samir Bandekar is based here in Dallas. Those are the 3 American umpires here for this series.
For Nepal, the return to form for the Butwal boss, as some have called him, the man born down in Rupendehe in Butwal. For Kushal Bertel, it's a first international 50, Peter, since all the way back on the 12th of March of this year. That was in Hong Kong against PNG. And I have to say, now Bertel wants the second, but he's sent back by the captain, probably rightly so. I'd rarely disagree with Monty Desai. I think almost everything he does, there's logic behind it. I didn't really understand the idea of Bertel dropping to 5, 6 or 7 though. And I think after the 4 games, and with Bertel's performance tonight, we'll probably see him rightly restored back to the top of the order. He'll be either opening or at number 3. This could be the role for him.
Well, if you want to keep your spot in the top of the order, you got to be producing. And when you score like this, then it becomes justified.
I think he had enough credit in the bank, though, for me. Even if it was a shimmy down to number 3 from opening, there's not much difference between opening and number 3, particularly if there's an early wicket. But didn't quite understand him all the way down at number 7 up in Canada. But back up in the top 3, well, you can say he looks like he belongs there again. End of the 16th. It's 1-2-6 for 3.
दाइ फोन पे चल्छ है
चलिहाल्छ नि बस्नुस्
अब पैसा भन्ने कुरा जुन बेला पनि चाहिन सक्छ ठाउँको ठाउँ पैसा पठाउन मिल्ने फोन पे त मेरो लागि एकदमै सजिलो उपाय हो
पैसा पठाउने र पाउने छिटो सजिलो र सुरक्षित माध्यम फोन पे डाइरेक्ट नगद छोडौं फोन पे गरौं
Dipinder Singh Irie snuffed it out in one delivery.
Remarkably, I'm just taking a look to the left, Peter. The fans are still coming in here. We've got a really healthy crowd now. And they are making the kind of noise that would make you feel as though this Grand Prairie Stadium is closer to capacity than the sort of 2,500 that we have in. Jesse Singh is going to bowl most likely overs 17 and 19, you'd imagine. And these will be 2 that Nepal will certainly look to target. Always colourful, always enthusiastic, and always passionate.
Well, Kevin Hart is going to be wondering how much support he has outside of the Texas Trust CU Theatre. He's going to be saying to himself, I had no idea I was this popular in this part of the world. I can hear the noise outside of the venue. Are there fans who can't get in to see me? It's all the Nepal fans. I'm sure they love Kevin Hart too.
Yeah, if you're wondering what Peter's talking about, as I often do, he's talking about Kevin Hart, the American comedian. He's playing at I presume it's the Grand Prairie Theatre. Is that what it's called?
Texas Trust CU Theatre.
Just next to us here.
Just next door to us. That's the official name.
He was on last night, I believe, some of the MLC team who've been putting on this series so wonderfully. We're at it last night. As Bertel looks for the ramp, doesn't get it, but House fumbles, and Powell is very alert to that. He'll scamper through for what will be signalled as a bye by umpire Samir Bandekar.
He's a busy guy, because after tonight, as you see the replay, this one doesn't get bad on it, and they're going to pinch run anyway. After tonight, he's going down to Florida to play the Seminole Hard Rock. He's a busy guy. He's not wasting any time.
Get down to the guitar. That's where you got to go. That's not far from one of the other ODI venues here in USA, Lauderhill.
It's about 10 miles away.
Yeah, not far at all. Now, Nepal are going to start to look for boundaries. They need them. But good bowling from Jesse Singh right into the block hole. Is Dipendra Singh Ari being underutilised again here, Peter? We're into the 17th over. He's still not at the crease.
Well, you could argue it's a good problem to have. He's somebody who you'd like to keep in reserve for the last 5 overs to play that finishing role, but with the way that Kushal Bertel is striking the ball and Rohit Paudel, 18 off 13, you can't sneeze at that. If these two keep going with this partnership, I don't think there's anything that Nepal would be complaining about. If they were chewing up dot balls, you'd say yeah.
Smashed through the offside. Oh, that's it like a laser. What a stroke that is from Kushal Bertel. Aaron Jones was only probably 7 or 8 yards away from this, but the ferocity that it was hit with meant it still went to the rope.
Well, USA has really struggled to figure out how to capitalize on that large boundary, that 82-yard boundary on the east side of the ground. This is the second misjudgment by Jones tonight. He had a chance off the bat of Gulshan Jha go over his head in the 13th over. It went for 4. Should have been a wicket. And again, that should have been no more than 2. He's cheating it a long way off the road. Instead, it turns into 4.
Now he goes down the ground, but there's protection there. Long off, Milan Kumar will do the fielding.
I don't think you're going to really cut off 2 unless the ball gets hit directly to you. To me, it makes more sense. Going to get 2s anyway. You don't want to let that boundary go, and you don't want a wicket-taking opportunity to go like we saw earlier.
Well, I can't remember a ball hit as firmly as that. That's, what is it, an 82-yard boundary out that direction. Massive. Now, we could see Dipendra Singh Ari to the crease because Mayank Patel will hold on to another good catch and celebrate heartily as he has dismissed his opposite number. Jesse Singh gets the breakthrough. And maybe with Dipendra Singh Ari's fireworks, that might not be the worst thing for Nepal. It's a wicket to close out the 17th over. Good little leg cutter here, Peter, from Jesse Singh.
He got the timing off from Rohit Paudel. He was through the shot a bit early, skies it over, extra cover. And Mayank Patel had quite a lot of ground to cover in the ring, but gets there in time, latches onto it to get rid of Paudel for 18. It's 134 for 4 after 17.
No, senor. Picture, please. Picture. Picture coming. Picture.
Why choose between your favorites when you can have both? Introducing Pizza Hut's all-new Momo Mia.
Momo Mia.
The best of both worlds on one plate. Momo Mia Pizza. Test the epic. Starting at $7.29. Pizza Hut. There's something for everyone.
Shot earlier, it wasn't Field of Dreams. It wasn't in Iowa, all the cars coming up to the baseball game. It wasn't actually all the cars coming up to the cricket game either. They were coming up to enjoy Kevin Hart, although all of those Nepal fans that are packed into Grand Prairie are enjoying the action here. 3 overs remain. You might have just been on ad break there. You missed a huge roar, a massive ovation as their tiger, their hero, Dipendra Singh Ari, has come to the crease. He's only got 18 balls left to be out there for, potentially the number 2 ranked all-rounder in the world. And they're going to scamper as quick a single as you'll see. Blink and you'll miss it. It was just a blur. Not Usain Bolt running from the non-striker's end there. No. Dipendra Singh Ari gets on to strike. And after a player of the match performance the other day, what can he do tonight?
Well, he's a stick of dynamite. Whatever he does, he scored A very brisk 28 off 17 for the first half of his player of the match performance, and then followed it up with 3 wickets in the field.
And he's off the mark immediately.
And a run out. Can't leave the run out.
Yeah, superb run out. Some were speculating that there was a single in that, but there's never a single to Dipendra Singh Airi. You can't hit it straight at him and run. That's lunacy. That's suicide, Peter.
I have nothing to add to that, Mr. Leonard.
That's okay. We'll just leave you there for a moment. Good use of the feet by Bertel. They'll think of a second, but I think Airi actually quite fancies the strike. A little bit of the momentum, is it just dissipating here for Nepal?
Well, they just need to get at least 1 boundary and over. It took 10 off of Harmeet's the last over, which is no small feat. 8 off the previous over by Jesse Singh. And deliveries like that are going to continue to help Nepal. You can see Harmeet doesn't want to give anything in Dipendra Singh Airi's hitting arc. At that time, just got it a bit too far.
Well, this is really marginal. I think it's the right call, but Harmeet Singh is not happy with it. It's just turned on him and gone a smidgen, maybe a millimetre or 2 outside the guideline. Goes Nepal's way. Quick hands from Airi. Will only get the single, although he wants the second, and actually with the throw being so wide, he would have got back. Harmeet Singh wants Kumar to come a little squarer, more towards an extra cover than the long off that he's at. He's very straight there.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't set off for 2, regardless of the throw, because the amount of distance Milan Kumar had to run to collect that, I thought, with the way he had to spin and turn to gather his body control before releasing that, it was an automatic 2, and they really should have gone for it because the throw was so wild.
Short, pulled away. It's the longer boundary, but it's gone all the way. What a stroke that is from Kushal Bertel, the Butwell boss. He's back to his very best.
Well, there's a reason why they stopped for 1 on that previous delivery, Lenny. Because Kushal Bertel wanted to do that.
I think they're getting selfies with the ball up there. It might be a while coming back to Aaron Jones. Oh, what a strike this is into the night sky. That must have gone, well, what, 90, 95 metres, Peter?
No, 100. Don't tell it short, Lenny. Triple digits. He cleared the restroom facility on the east side of the ground, which is a good 20 yards beyond the boundary. And that's an 82-yard boundary over that side. So that's at least a 100-yard hit.
Now cut away. Now there is protection there, but they'll scamper through for a single. It means that Bertel will keep the strike. Whisper it, Peter. 2 overs remain. We might be talking about 100 here for the man from Butwell. It's 146 for 4.
प्राकृतिक राग भएको विश्वासिलो गुणस्तरीय अनि राम्रो नो कम्प्रोमाइज विथ धारा साउजी
विजयजी बडो स्मार्ट हुनुहुँदो रहेछ क्वालिटी हेर्नु हुँदो रहेछ मूल्य होइन
मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
हाम्रो चाडबाड औजाको खुसियाली बारमा
It's against the Philippines. We were there, Peter. It was in Oman.
I was not on the call for that game.
We were both there. We were both there.
I was there in the vicinity, but I was not on the ground for that call. You were.
T20 World Cup qualifier A 2 years ago. Big swing and a miss. Wonder as he had a look up at the scoreboard and just wondered, can he get there?
There are a couple teams that had fun playing against the Philippines. Canada, Matthew Spores scored a century. So Kushal Bertel was not the only one who made merry against the Philippines. As Saurabh Netravalkar, well, he's kept his reputation intact with that 1 for 20, but some of the other bowlers here have taken a beating at the hands of Kushal Bertel tonight.
And clever from Jesse Singh. Just uses this angle, doesn't he? Comes quite wide of the crease and a shrug of the shoulders from Bertel. He said it's nipping in, it's nipping off the surface. What we did see 48 hours ago, Peter, was that as soon as those floodlights are, I know they're in effect for the whole game, but if you like, they're now in full effect. The sunset's well gone. Nepal's bowlers got quite a little bit of movement in the first 5 or 6 overs in the second innings. Are we going to see the same again tonight?
Yeah, Rijan Dakul, not express pace, but moved the ball very effectively with the new ball.
Slapped away over the head of Kenjigate, and it's another fielding error. It's not necessarily a drop catch, but it's not a great line run. And the positioning, particularly on the larger side of the ground, from Aaron Jones and Nosh Kenjigate, it's been an issue all evening for USA.
Well, I said this before, and I'll say it again. You're not going to stop two the majority of the time, so why are you bothered trying? Stay on the rope. Look for wickets and stop boundaries. You're not going to cut off that second run, and that's the second time tonight that it's cost USA a wicket. Aaron Jones was the culprit the first time, and Kenjigate, who ordinarily is a very good fielder for USA, he fields at backward point in the power play overs. He's a reliable catching fielder on the boundary. If he stays on the boundary, he's cheating in 15 yards, and it's cost him a wicket.
150's come up. This goes down the ground. There's a super moon up there. It's going right towards it. It's into the Chinese lanterns. It's a collision course. Bertel's en route to maybe a second T20 I-100. He moves to 86 with back-to-back boundaries.
Jesse Singh is still stewing, walking back to his mark because he knows he should have had him on the previous ball. Tries to bowl a little cutter there, and Bertel, not fooled one bit, clears the sight screen, and the Chinese lantern display, they might need to get some extra insurance for it, Lenny.
Well, the city of Grand Prairie was probably thinking, this is a great idea. We'll put the Chinese lantern display right next to the cricket stadium. It'll be lit up by the floodlights. But I don't know if there's been a bit of damage caused there by Kushal Bertel.
Did he knock the lights out, Lenny? Because it was lit up literally until moments ago. It's gone dark all of a sudden. What have you done, Kushal Bertel?
Oh, damage potentially done by Bertel. There's damage done to Jesse Singh's figures. And with 2 deliveries left, it's the late impetus that Nepal needed. They're surely going to get past the total that they made 2 days ago. That proved more than enough. Or are they sensing a 2-0 series lead right now? Bertel 14 away. Inside edge, they're going to run a single and a direct hit. I think even Dipender Singh Airi wouldn't have got home, but instead he'll get a single to move to 87.
Well, everything going Nepal's way here. There's a half chance. Andres Kaus collected the ball in time. Looked like he had a clear shot at the stumps with Dipender Singh Airi late getting a start. And he was going to be out if that connected, but instead he's on strike for the final ball of this 19th over.
Free hit really here for Airi. When he cashes in with fast hands, but he's picked out the man. And finally, the fielder in the deep on the larger side is in the right place. It may well actually have gone all the way had Aaron Jones not been there. He's got such fast hands, Airi. It was a free hit because they wanted Bertel on strike for the final over, but he's holed out, and it's Aaron Jones, the birthday boy, who takes the catch.
Well, it only took him 114 deliveries to get the field setting right on that side of the ground, Lenny. It's about time. Aaron Jones, instead of cheating in 15 yards off that 82-yard boundary, he stays on the rope this time and takes a straightforward catch. Dipender Singh Airi out for 2. It's 157 for 5 after 19.
ठाउँको ठाउँ फोन पे डिरेक्ट नगद छोडौँ फोन पे गरौँ
प्राकृतिक राग भएको विश्वासिलो गुणस्तरीय अनि राम्रो नो कम्प्रोमाइज विथ भारत साउजी
विजयजी बडो स्मार्ट हुनुहुँदो रहेछ क्वालिटी हेर्नु हुँदो रहेछ मूल्य होइन
मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
हाम्रो चाडबाड औटाको खुसियाली बारबार
2 days later, the little sliver off the top right, and that's exactly where Kushal Bertel hit the ball up towards earlier. Beautiful sights here in Texas for this Stake Stars and Summits Trophy 2024. And it's going to be the pantomime villain to bowl the 20th and final. Ali Khan has the ball in hand. Now this could be a big over, not just in terms of Bertel getting to the 100, but in terms of the momentum, who's going to take it in at the end of the first innings. Good Yorker nailed. Arif Sheikh, the new man to the crease, would love to get Bertel back on strike, but he can't. It's a single.
Talked about Ali Khan getting a bit carried away at times in his previous 3 overs with the fans here for Nepal getting in his ear. He's got to keep everything in check here as Jesse Singh finally gets the wicket he was craving off the last ball of the previous over. Aaron Jones taking a catch on the cover sweeper boundary on that 82-yard east side boundary.
Now, a little freebie will help things. I wonder, was Bertel tempted to run there? Big cheers for what's only an extra, because the man who delivered it is very much the villain in the Nepal fans' eyes.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't have a chat to coordinate that beforehand in case that was an eventuality. If Ali Khan gets his radar wrong, leg side wides are possible, and I was expecting Kushal Bertel to sprint for an extra wide there to get back on strike, but Arif Sheikh looked like he wasn't exactly prepared for that. But Kushal Bertel definitely wanted to get back on strike as Ali Khan motions Jones out at deep mid-wicket to go a bit square.
Worked into the leg side. It is going to be just a single. Probably the best result for Nepal. He's on 88. He needs 12. He's only got 4 balls to work with.
Well, he only needs 2 to get to 3 figures. Or if you're being a little bit more relaxed, 3 boundaries will do it, 3 fours will do it. He's got some breathing room. You never know. But on the USA side, Ali Khan, their best death bowler. He's their specialist at this stage of the match. A fantastic mano-a-mano battle here in the 20th over at Grand Prairie Stadium.
And they're chanting, Bertel, Bertel, Bertel. Look at the enthusiasm and the passion. Looks for that reverse scoop, gets it perfectly. Won't go all the way, but it will be 4. Great innovation from Kushal Bertel. He's played it once for 6. This time it's 4 more. He's into the 90s.
Well, he likes that reverse corner pocket off the billiards table, Lenny. This is that cue shot. You only need to poke it. And as long as you got the angle right, it's going to go into that corner pocket beyond the rope.
Serious skills from Kushal Bertel. Short ball. I think this could be a wide. It's not given. They had a long look at each other and Bertel wanted the wide. Oh, a side on replay of this could be interesting, given as one for the over.
No, I think that was a good call. I thought it was within the margins for a height, and that's just look. Good comeback ball from the veteran for USA.
Well, I'm not sure, Peter. I think that's a wide. I think that's over his head height.
Of course, because you're speaking his Takudai right now, Lenny.
I'm not. I always call it as it is, Peter. You know that. I think that was too short. I think probably won't get another look. 2 balls left. He needs 2 boundaries. Oh, he's not going to get there. They're going to try run a by, and Arif Sheikh will be run out. It will leave Bertel stranded at the non-striker's end, unless we have something utterly remarkable happen, like a few no balls. He's not going to get to the landmark. You can't really blame them for running. Arif Sheikh will be run out. It'll probably bring Karen KC to the crease for the final delivery, and Ali Khan will feel as though he's won that little part of the battle.
Well, Andres Kraus had an opportunity in the previous over to underhand into the stumps, couldn't connect, and on this occasion he didn't have to run as far to collect the delivery, and that made it much easier to get in line and release the underhand shy to connect with a direct hit. So Arif Sheikh out for 1 with 1 legal ball remaining in this innings as Karen KC, another folk hero in associate cricket for Nepal, comes out to the middle to face the final delivery.
So 1 delivery left. We'll send the Nepal fans into raptures if this can go over the rope. Gets a good piece of it. And of course it will go over the rope. It's Karen KC just doing what he does. He'll only get to face 1 ball. but he smashes it for 6. And Nepal, they get up to the 170 marker, and that fan doesn't want to let the ball go. First innings is in the books. Nepal 170 for 6.
Well, 600 strike rate. You can't beat that if you're Karen KC. One ball and clears the ropes. It is the short boundary. Ali Khan was going for Yorker, just got it fractionally wrong. And that is Popeye forearms coming to the fore for Karen KC, muscling that just over the rope.
Look at the fans, loving every second. I think he's one of the most underrated hitters in the world game. He just always seems to do it. Simple technique. And I thought he might get that one over the rope from the one ball that he faced, and he did. Nepal have probably just nudged in front in the contest. They've got a little bit more than they had the other night on what was a really entertaining, a spectacular first innings. The mainstay of it was Kushal Bertel in this new role that he's taken on just in this Stake Stars and Summit Trophy Series 2024 in at number 3. He made 92 off 54 balls. Asif Sheikh and Anil Shah never really got going. They found it tough at first, but good contributions from Gulshan Jha, who started to change the momentum, and Rohit Paudel alongside the 6 from Karen KC, coupled with the 92 runs from the bat of Kushal Bertel, means that Nepal have 170 for 6.
Sarabnesh Volker was brilliant. Bowled 3 overs in the power play for USA. Finished with 1 for 20, but a lot to be desired from the rest of the lineup. 2 wickets apiece for Jesse Singh and Nash Kenjige, who did not bowl his 4 overs. And you wonder, that 1 over that was given to Milan Kumar, will USA regret that?
Just the 1 over for the 6th bowler. Well, that's going to wrap up our first innings coverage. We'll leave you with the news that Nepal have posted 170 for 6, more than they did in the first T20I. And it means that USA are going to need 171 runs to win to square this Stake Stars and Summits Trophy Series and set us up for a grand finale, a decider tomorrow night. Can they do it? Don't go anywhere too far, because we're going to be back with all the coverage from the second innings in just 8 minutes' time. USA will need 171 to win.
नेपाल र युएसए बीच ऐतिहासिक T20 सिरिज यही कार्तिक 2, 4 र 5 गते बिहान 5 बजेदेखि मात्र कान्तिपुर म्याक्स र डिजिटल प्लेटफर्महरूमा। ब्रट टु यु बाई
मेरो मोबाइलमा चल्छ यी सेवा।
सही खोजौं, शुद्ध रोजौं। मुटु चाहिन्छ, मुटु।
पैसा पठाऊ ठाउँको ठाउँ, फोन पे डाइरेक्ट, नगद छोडाऊ, फोन पे गरौँ।
हाम्रो चाडबाड औटाको खुसियाली बारबार।
Mamma Mia Pizza. Test the epic. Starting at $7.29. Pizza Hut. There's something for everyone.
ई सेवासँग मनाउनुहोस् महाउत्सव। यसपालि दशैं तिहारमा ई सेवाबाट जुनसुकै कारोबार गर्दा कार जित्ने मौका। यो चाडपर्व गर्नुहोस् ई सेवाबाट कारोबार, चढ्नुहोस् नामीको दामी कार, साथमा आइफोन 16, राहत खाली नहुने उपहार। असोज 1 देखि कार्तिक 30 सम्म ई सेवाबाट जति धेरै कारोबार त्यति नै धेरै उपहार। हजारौं लकी विनर्सले जित्न सक्नुहुनेछ वीकली र मन्थली क्याशब्याक्स, भाउचर्स, डिस्काउन्ट्स र अरु टन्नै अफरहरू। आजैदेखि टप अप, फ्लाइट टिकट्स, होटल बुकिङ, बिल पेमेन्ट्स र क्यूआर पेमेन्ट जस्ता सबै कारोबार ई सेवाबाट गरौँ।
हाम्रो चाडबाड औटाको खुसियाली बारबार। जितौं 10 लाखको उपहार। यसपालिको चाडबाडमा स्क्रैच कार्ड मार्फत जित्नुहोस् 10 लाखसम्मको नगद उपहार। साथै चुज योर स्किमबाट छान्नुहोस् रु 10,000 सम्मको थप स्क्रैच कार्ड वा 12,500 बराबरको 5 वर्ष एएमसी प्याकेज वा 7 वर्षसम्म बाई 1 गेट 1 सर्भिसिङ फ्री अनि बिग बाइक्समा 1 लाखसम्मको डिस्काउन्ट। र यो स्किम होन्डा इजी फाइनेन्समा पनि लागू हुनेछ।
पसलमा भ्याइ नभ्याइ हुन्छ। पैसा जति सबै फोन पेबाट सिधै बैंक खातामा गएपछि म त ढुक्क।
कति हो दाइ?
450। फोन पे त मेरो लागि वरदान नै हो। आउँदै गर्नु है।
न क्यास बोक्नु पर्ने न एटिएममा लाइन लाग्नु पर्ने, फोन भए पुग्छ। फोन पे त मेरो लागि लाइफस्टाइल भइसकेको छ।
ट्याक्सी दाइ फोन पे चल्छ है?
चलिहाल्छ नि, बस्नुहोस्।
अब पैसा भन्ने कुरा जुन बेला पनि चाहिन सक्छ। ठाउँको ठाउँ पैसा पठाउन मिल्ने फोन पे त मेरो लागि एकदमै सजिलो उपाय हो। हस् थ्याङ्क यू दाइ।
बिजुलीको बिल तिर्यौ?
किन त हेर्नुहोस् न, आफ्नो त बिर्सिने बानी। झन् यो बिल थिएन भनेपछि त यादै हुँदैन, तर सम्झिने बित्तिकै फोन पे गरिदिइहाल्छु।